Welcome to the Gospel Road. We're going to look at John 16. It says, I have said all these things to you to keep you from falling away. They will put you out of the synagogues. Indeed, the hour is coming when whoever kills you will think he is offering service to God. And they will do these things because they have not known the Father nor me. But I have said these things to you, that when their hour comes, you may remember that I told them to you. I did not say these things to you from the beginning because I was with you. But now I am going to him who sent me, and none of you asked me, where are you going? But because I have said these things to you, sorrow has filled your heart. Nevertheless, I tell you the truth. It is to your advantage that I go away, for if I do not go away, the Helper will not come to you. But if I go, I will send him to you. And when he comes, he will convict the world concerning sin and righteousness and judgment. Concerning sin, because they do not believe in me. Concerning righteousness, because I go to the Father, and you will see me no longer. Concerning judgment, because the ruler of this world is judged. I say these things to you, but you cannot bear them now. I have many things to say to you, but you cannot bear them now. When the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you into all truth, for he will not speak on his own authority, but whatever he hears he will speak, and he will declare to you the things that are to come. He will glorify me. He will take what is mine and declare it to you, and that the Father has is mine. Therefore I said that he will take what is mine and declare it to you. A little while you will no longer see me, and again a little while you will see me. So some of his disciples said to another, What is this that he says to us? A little while, and you will not see me, and again a little while, and you will see me? And because I am going to the Father, so they are saying, What does he mean by a little while? We do not know what he is talking about. Jesus knew that they wanted to ask him, so he said to them, Is this what you are asking yourselves? What I meant by saying, a little while, and you will not see me, and again a little while, you will see me? Truly, truly, I say to you, you will weep and lament, but the world will rejoice. You will be sorrowful, but your sorrow will turn to joy. When a woman is giving birth, she has sorrow because her hour has come. But when she has delivered the baby, she no longer remembers the anguish for joy that human being has been born into this world. So also you have sorrow now, but I will see you again, and your hearts will rejoice, and no one will take that joy from you. In that day you will ask nothing of me. Truly, truly, I say to you, whatever you ask of the Father in my name, he will give it to you. Until now you have asked nothing in my name. Ask, and you will receive it, that your joy may be full. I have said these things to you in figures of speech. The hour is coming that I will no longer speak to you in figures of speech, but will tell you plainly about the Father. In that day you will ask in my name. And I do not say to you that I will ask the Father on your behalf, for the Father himself loves you, because you have loved him, and have believed that I came from God. I came from the Father and have come into the world, and now I am leaving the world and going to the Father. His disciples said, now you are speaking plainly and not using figurative speech. Now we know that you know all things and do not need anyone to question you. That is why we believe that you came from God. Jesus answered them, Do you now believe? Behold, the hour is coming. Indeed, it has come, when you will be scattered, each to his own home, and will leave me alone. Yet I am not alone, for the Father is with me. I have said these things to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world. John chapter 16. It's Jesus talking to the disciples, getting ready for the crucifixion, and talking about the Holy Spirit coming to lead, to kind of be your conscience as you live through life. And, saying that he's overcome the world, to take heart, to, the sorrow that they're feeling going to turn to joy. And he used some really good pieces in there. I mean, talking about the child being born. In fact, just had a grandchild born a couple weeks ago. And, of course, I remember my kids being born and the pain and the anguish that my wife was going through, my first wife. And just like my daughter, going through that pain and anguish. But the love, the joy that they have looking at the baby, they forget about all that. My daughter just in love with the grandchild, with her son. And that's how we need to remember things. It's not just with the birth of a child, but because, that sorrow becomes joy. It's remembering the things that are there, the things that are going to give you that encouragement. The same thing couldn't come with death. Jesus is talking about you're going to be sorrow because he's going to die. He's going to be crucified. And then they're going to feel sorrow because he's dead. But then he comes back. And then they see him again because he was resurrected. And then the joy comes in. For me, my grandmother died a few months ago. And, of course, I lost my grandfather before that. And it was sorrowful. It was painful dealing with that death. But we have the memories. We have those times that we spent together, which brings that joy. It brings those good thoughts to remind us what was there, to then go, this was a great time. I remember when. It's those things that then really pick us up, take us to the next step, to keep us moving forward, dwelling on those things. Talking about how he's going to speak plainly. The Holy Spirit is now going to be here, dealing with, the righteousness and the judgment, the conviction. Here to guide us, to lead us, to give us that support that we need to keep pressing through life. We remember that the world has been overcome. Jesus overcame the world. But it's those things that we have to put in our mind that, he said, I still have many things to say to you, but you cannot bear them now. When the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you into all truth. See, that's where I talk about this. John 16, that's what I'm reading and sharing with you right now. But you need to read this. See, it's not listening to someone else and taking what they say. It's you delving in. It's you studying. It's you learning. It's you gaining that knowledge to understand. The more you know, the more you're going to understand. The more you know, you're going to, as you gain that knowledge and with the talents that you have, the talents that we have, we move forward. And with that, we then gain the knowledge of, well, this is where God's leading me. This is where, with that knowledge, we understand, that's why that happened, because this is what I need to be doing. So we study, we gain that knowledge, and with that knowledge, we get the understanding. We understand ourselves better. It's not always easy, though. It's a lot of steps. But that's the thing. We have to be out there learning. We can't just sit there and be spoon-fed and expect everything to just happen for us. It's going to take work. It's going to take time. It's going to take endurance, because we're always going to be learning. There's always going to be something else that we don't know. Some other revelation that will come to us and we'll go, wow, I never thought of that. I never saw that before. It's like watching that same movie over and over and over again, but every time you see it, you notice something different. You read a book over and over and over again, and every time you read it, you read something different. Reading the Bible over and over and over again, and every time you read it, something else comes out of that. The Holy Spirit brings more truth to you. I was reading an article earlier today, and it was talking about leadership. And being a leader, you have to build other leaders. Jesus had his 12 disciples. He was discipling them. And I know I've used this before. We call it discipleship in the church. They call it development in the world, in business. So what you're doing is you're developing a leader. You're developing someone who is then going to take the knowledge that they have learned, that they have given, that they're going to keep learning and keep getting to share with someone else, to then build them up, to develop them, to disciple them, so then they can do the same thing. It's that domino reaction. You goes one after another, after another, after another. You keep sharing that knowledge. You go so far, at some point, you have to say, this is what I've given you. It's like Jesus said, I have so much to tell you, but you can't bear it now. So in some ways, if you think about it, they were not ready to go. But it was time for him to go, so it was time for them to go. He talked about how they're not going to be together. They're going to be split up. They're going to have their own home. They're going to have their own ministry of what they need to be doing. He's sending them out into the world. John chapter 16. Read it. Get into the Bible every day. Get into those devotions and learn. Be hungry for the knowledge. Thank you for listening to The Gospel Road. Have a great day. God bless.